Hey, I'm Tom. I've just been to the shops. I've picked up 6 amazing wines for Christmas, overladen with them, and I'm going to take you through where they all fit within the day. First things first, let's get them in the right order. So, we're going to kick off with a champagne, of course. We're going to go through some sweet wines and ports. We're going to get there. I've got some whites, I've got some reds. Everyone's happy. That looks about right to me. But as always, it's Christmas Day. You need to kick off with something fizzy. It doesn't have to be champagne necessarily. There's loads of really good value options out there. Things like carvers go down very nicely. They're very dry. You've got English sparkling, which is absolutely delicious. And of course, you've got champagne. Things like Prosecco and things, they do fantastically well for party fizzes. But for me, Christmas Day fizz is about really dry, kind of elegant, sort of luxury product, you know, that's what you want to feel. And this from Waitrose is exactly that. It is their 2008 vintage champagne. It's ridiculously good value for a vintage and perfect as the breakfast wine. It would be great with smoked salmon. I also think it's the perfect fizz for when friends and family are arriving. I always go for a slightly bigger budget wine like this. This is $25.99 in Waitrose. Sometimes it goes down on offer around Christmas, so it's worth a look. But then I'd start pouring Carver or something that's a little bit better value as the volume fizz later. So that's a really nice thing. Little snacks at the beginning, perfect. We're now going to talk about the Christmas dinner table. And when you're talking Christmas dinner table whites, I think what you really need here is you need things that are medium bodied. You're looking at nothing too crisp and lean and clean and zesty. You're not looking at Chablis or something like that. And you're also not looking at anything too heavy and full bodied, like a really rich Chardonnay. I think what you want is something nicely in the middle like this. Beautiful Muga Rioja. It's white. Most people think of Rioja as being red and aged in oak, a bit smoky. This is a white made from Viura, but it's also seen a little bit of oak as well. So it's got this little smoky honeyed character, as well as all the beautiful apricot, peachy, peary fruit. It's £13 a bottle in Majestic. You can pick it up there. If you buy a whole case, I think it's a bit cheaper. And it's got that perfect weight to it that's gonna sit alongside turkey and pigs in blankets and roast potatoes and nut roasts and whatever else is going on that table. All the aunts have brought a stuffing. That is a perfect white wine. Go white Rioja. And when you're talking reds on the Christmas dinner table, exactly the same as white supplies. Nothing too lean and light, nothing too heavy. But I think with reds more than whites, people often have an idea of whether they like something a bit richer and fuller or a bit lighter. And to suit those palate profiles, the two ends of the spectrum, I've picked a light red and a heavier red. This is the Edge. It's a Pinot Noir from a producer called Escarpment in New Zealand. It's absolutely delicious. Hello, spilling it all over the shop. Pinot Noir is always quite light in colour. In New Zealand, it tends to be a bit more bold fruited, sort of brighter wines. It's got really delicious raspberry and cranberry flavours going on in it, and a little bit of acidity and leanness, as well as this little just spicy character. So I think those spices are going to go well with pigs in blankets, and I think the cranberry, I mean, that's obvious. It's going to work really, really well with turkey. So that's a delicious, lighter red wine for Christmas dinner table. 15 quid in Waitrose, sometimes goes down at around Christmas as well, so it's worth looking out for. And then, moving to the heavier end of the red wine spectrum, you've got Ribera del Duero. Their producer is called Condado de Haza. This is a region just a little bit south of the white Rioja, which we just had. And Ribera, the fruit down there gets a bit more sort of blackberry, black cherry, plummy, kind of earthy, savoury kind of character. But they've always got this really bright, nice acidity to them, so they're not too heavy. So this Ribera is available in Sainsbury's for 15 quid. And I think it's going to go perfectly with the kind of like slightly more like burnt bits on the parsnips and carrots and the sort of characteristics like that. The bacon is going to go really nicely with around those pigs in blankets. And so this is the richer end of the spectrum. Really nice to sort of, you know, tuck into both, I'd say, over the Christmas table. What we've decided to do really, I think, with Christmas is, I suppose, show that maybe it's time to spend a little bit more per bottle of wine, drink a little bit less. The best Christmases are the ones where you drink less than you usually would and you then don't fall asleep in the afternoon, but chuck some nice 10, 15 quid bottles of wine on the table and feel really special sharing a little bit of the love around. So there you go, medium bodied white, light style of red, heavier style of red, but both all within that kind of medium, easy drinking bracket. Now, really important, I've been standing up for so long, I could do with a sit down. We've got 2 more wines for after dinner. Let's go and check them out on the sofa.